Hello, good afternoon, and welcome. My name is Joules. This is I Like Me, a YouTube channel dedicated to exploring the many different healing modalities that are out there, which support an optimum mind, body, and health. And today I have with me a lady called Luba. Hello, Luba. How are you?
Hi, Jules. I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Very well. I'm keen to chat to Luba today because she works with a medicine that's very, very close to my heart, actually. I've had some amazing experiences with this medicine, and I think it's one of those not very known sort of secrets for healing that a lot of people either aren't aware of or wouldn't even associate that you could go on a healing journey with this particular food, I would say, or plant. So Luba, you
Okay.
work with cacao, beautiful sacred
Okay.
cacao.
Yeah, I do. I actually have it here. So
Nice.
maybe we can show it a little bit to the world how it looks like when it's raw. Um, yeah, it looks like this. So it comes in it's not really nice right now, but it comes in a full bag and it smells amazing. It smells earthy and chocolatey at the same time. Yeah, so ask me all the questions. I'm very happy to talk about it because this medicine also very, very close to my heart. It's opened my heart, or helped me to be on the journey to open my heart. It's one of the tools which I cannot live without these days, and I give it to all my friends. And yeah, I work with women. I do women circles where we also do breath work and some kind of ecstatic dance, so we move when we drink cacao. And I just cannot explain how beautiful it is. And yeah, it's just so fulfilling. It's just amazing. And yeah, I would like to absolutely talk about that. It's my favorite topic. So
I can see you're just like lit up. So, for those that aren't familiar with cacao, that is in its rawest form, what you have there. It's a block, isn't it? So,
yeah,
that's in
yeah.
its rawest
So
form. Where does cacao
exactly.
come from?
So Peru is the original place where they kind of found it. So it actually grows as a plant. It grows on the trees, but trees kind of like low trees, so kind of bush trees. I don't know, but it's a tree, and they grow kind of like with it's like very very long avocado or melon. So it looks like this, and when you cut it, they're inside seeds, and they look like lychee. I would even compare it with lychee, but big lychee. So, and it's like yeah, it's like in an order, maybe five of them, and then they take them out, and then they cook them on a special temperature big pan, and basically they become black, cooked. um they cook them also in a certain time, like around 20 minutes. I think it's 1918. Every tribe use their special recipe timings and so on, and that's why from every tribe is a different smell, maybe even like different kind of approach, or different kind of feeling afterwards when you drink it. But the main one is opening the heart. But of course, it's also, it might be like you drink it and you don't feel anything. It also happens, and I had it on a retreat with another woman. When it was like very, very small circle, it was just both of us and the host. And the host created the cacao, and I knew she's not connected that much as me with the cacao, and we just talked about it. And I was like, I'm very looking forward to it. So when I drank it, I was like in my beautiful cacao world, and I saw the another lady, she was like, yeah, it's nice. And afterwards we talked, and she was like, yeah, unfortunately, I didn't feel like it's opened my heart and so on. But yeah, it happens, and it's okay. It's also a journey. It's like, I know it's like a therapy, I guess. Not every time you cry on therapy, not every time you feel it's helping you and it's okay. Maybe it's not your medicine. Yeah.
Yeah, there's many different
Um,
medicines, isn't there? I just want to touch on what
yeah.
you just said there because you sort of likened it to therapy, and
Hmm.
this healing that can occur. Now, I've experienced, some deep journeys with cacao myself, and I don't mean
Hmm.
the ones that kind of like make you feel like you're not in the body or anything like that. Just a very,
Hmm.
I felt a lot of love actually in some of the journeys that I've had, and it's like
Nice.
love that's always here, but sometimes we just forget, like, we've got many layers
Yeah.
of character or environment or busyness in front of it. But this experience I had was just a real like love. And I think a lot of people I speak to about cacao talk about that. It's a heart opener. Why is that? What is that about cacao that
Hmm.
does that to some people?
Yeah.
And I don't mean like
So,
heart openers, then everyone's just going to start running around hugging each other and you're my best friend. But it does something. It makes you feel,
hmm.
this kind of, it makes you feel different sometimes. Yeah. Why do you think that is? What's that about?
Hmm. I really don't know. That's a very great, deep, great question, and I cannot really say what exactly. So I would just kind of I have my answer to this, but I don't know why. But it's like that. It's just everyone who tried it. I guess most of their response to that and association was with love, the feeling after cacao. Everyone was saying like it was love. Not everyone, but everyone who felt something was close to that feeling, and
Mm.
that's how and that's why um, they created it as a like love medicine, and that's why it's called like that. And that's why they also associated with a mother, because basically it's coming from the ground, even though it grows on the trees, but the trees grows on the ground. And yeah, so it's coming from a ground, and ground is mother is giving a birth to the plants we're eating, and it's a very very deep thought and process we don't think about. And when you drink it, you actually appreciate all the processes and all the details this product came from and came through in your cup, literally.
Mm.
And yeah, it's very beautiful. I don't know from where to start. So yeah, it's also associated with the mother, because mother is loving, the only love which is absolute in again psychology world, is between mother and a child,
Mm. Mm.
and that is a very very deep love which goes through miles, oceans, and woods and everything, and it's always there, like you said, it's always there. We just kind of forget that it's there, and cacao just helps you to kind of see it
Mm.
and have it and keep having it, and then just dissolve it and explore it, maybe through dance, maybe through some breath work. I tried it with many other tools. I tried it with breathwork. I tried it with singing bowls, and I do it with my girls and my circles with singing bowls in the end. So I do first like we drink, we pray. I do the prayer, open praying. So I open the circle. Then we do activate the body, because basically the drink is very it's kind of liquidy, but it's the kind of how would you explain it? It's like kind of gooey, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of it depending on how it's made, it can be quite
Hmm.
a thick texture. So if you can imagine like a
Yeah.
thick smoothie that you kind of drink,
Hmm.
but you almost not chew, you don't chew it, but you almost it's not like a water substance, for example. It can be quite thick
No.
and not creamy, but I know it's difficult to describe, isn't it?
I would
Yeah,
say it's gooey.
yeah.
Um, it's like hot chocolate, but it's completely nothing to Nesquik. So everyone who don't know anything about cacao, which actually says on the package that is, I'm sorry for the condition of this package, but yeah, it just says cacao,
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
And
Yeah.
what's the difference between Nesquik, for example, or any other hot chocolate, and you have drinking, and this is cacao, which is maybe similar, but completely not that, is the amount of the sugar they use for
Mm,
Nesquik or any other hot chocolate brands. And here you can't see any and feel any sugar. So I just add honey. Anyways, come back to the texture. So yeah, when you drink it, it's a bit of it's like you need to move your body to let the body start to work with this medicine. That's how I feel it. And that's how basically I received the message for my drinking cacao experience. That's how um you should use it.
mm,
So and then after we kind of like maybe a little bit even sweat, but definitely you move around, you move your body, you feel it. Even if you don't want to, it's just good to sit and kind of, hang. And then you go to the meditation, usually girls lie. And it's a guided meditation, it's usually with my voice or just with something, or we do breath work, and then we do guided meditation in the lying position in a shavasana, and then single balls. So that's how I manage my women's circles with cacao. And I find it quite healing because it's a lot going on. It's like around 1 hour, but I'm trying to do everything by a little bit, and every process is important. The moving is important, the drinking is important, the prayer is important too. Without the prayer, I don't even see the sacredcy of cacao
mm,
that you don't even appreciate it, without saying thank you, Mother Earth,
mm,
for giving this to us, for passing this wisdom to us,
mm.
to our generation, from generation to generation, so we all can appreciate it. Um, yeah, I think it's really important. Every little bit of that.
Mm. Why is it so? So I've been to sort of a few gatherings, and there's always something that strikes me about little ceremonies and things like that. And I prefer to use that name rather than ritual because it makes people think, oh, it's a cult or you have to do certain things. No, no, no. Just sit, gather, converse, talk, laugh, dance, listen to some music, whatever it is that, it feels. Why is it so important, or why is it beneficial to use cacao in a sort of ceremonial setting? I mean, you've explained
Hmm.
about, it's giving thanks to the mother of earth and also the plants from which she came. But what is
Hmm.
it about gathering ceremoniously that is supportive of journeys,
Hmm.
in your
Well,
experience?
I think in general, people would like to have some drink when they talk with someone, when they gather with someone, yeah. And tea is nice, and as long as you understood, we're all kind of like we're talking about spiritual experience in general, about people who went through spiritual experience and they opened this world for themselves from different, I don't know, dimension side, yeah. So having just a drink like tea, and you also can, and for example, I mix cacao with chamomile tea, for example, or with a lavender, yeah, or with a lavender or rose kind of tea. Yeah, because again, the structure is very heavy, and for some stomachs, it's hard to process, and it's okay. So yeah, this kind of tea situation helps to the stomach to adjust and process it nicely, smoothly, because that's what we're looking for. We're just looking for something, harsh going.
Mm,
Yeah, I like all the process going really nice and smooth, and so yeah, it's just a nice hot drink which you can have in your hands, and it just gives you this kind of coziness atmosphere where you just feel yourself like nice, cozy, sweet, and warm, and I don't know how, but I think that's kind of like a magic of cacao. But somehow it opens the hearts, even if you don't want to, or even if you want to, or it's really it hits you at a time when you don't expect it or expect
mm,
it to last. And I think that's the magic of cacao because yeah, because people don't look or our brain is protecting us to go deeper in our traumas or situations or like healing process is not nice.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
and I guess your people followers know about it already, and I think Cacao is just like a mother, just creates this caring process
Mm.
for you and of you during that, and it's your decision, it's your choice to go into that or not, or just sit with a cacao, drink it, and just feel happy and be nice,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's okay. Yeah, so I think maybe that.
There's room for it all, isn't there? There's no sort of one size fits all in this in these journeys, you know. I think there's room for everything, which is why this channel was kind of created, because there are so many
Mm-hmm.
different things that are supportive and nurturing of good health and, you know, mental health, physical health, well-being. Um, we're not necessarily guided towards that in our day-to-day lives unless you're
Mm-hmm.
definitely looking for things, which is why it's really beautiful to explore cacao, because I've seen it used in ecstatic dances. I've seen it used in, you know, women's circles. I've seen it
Mm-hmm.
used in, you know, women's and men's circles. I've seen it used in festivals. I've seen it used in different served and drunk in so many different
Oh,
scenarios.
something happened with your microphone. Say something.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's just like you're very, very far.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen it used in many different. Thank you. I've seen it used in many different settings, which generally means that there must be something to it, right? There must be something to the cacao plant, which differs from, you know, because we have to remember that chocolate that we see in the shops comes from the cocoa plant, the
Yeah,
cacao plant, sorry,
yeah.
the cacao plant. Um, you know, and it's got all these other additives and things in it, which creates an addictive plant because of, you know, the sugars and things like that. But cacao isn't addictive. It's very bitter. So it's not something that you would say, oh, I could just sit here and drink tons of it. You know, for example, it is a medicine
Yeah,
after all.
yeah, yeah.
You kind of work with
Mm-hmm.
it in some sort of way. And gratitude is generally the way that I sort of work with these things.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, what that offers is something of a beautiful experience, for sure. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
wonderful.
I really want to know about your experience with cacao in general. Like maybe there is some special experience for you, which really, especially when you felt like you could open your heart, because
Yeah.
that's what people I think try to get. Sometimes they get upset and they stop doing this medicine, which is fine.
Mhm.
But again, um, yeah, what is this opening the heart for
Yeah,
you?
so well, for my experience, I think so. For my experience, I've drunk it quite a lot before going into movement. I've
Hmm.
decided to serve myself some, or there has been cacao served before going into like a conscious dance or an ecstatic dance. Not every time, but most dances I go to offer that for choice.
Yeah.
Um, I find that I can, so sitting with it for a few moments, I often blow an intention into it or something that I think would be useful for that evening in terms of, you know, let the dance show me an answer around this, for example, or may the cacao work for me in this way so that I can, you know, resolve this within me and let it come out in the dance, you know. I tend to work with it in that way. But I remember once just sort of drinking this medicine, and I didn't really know anybody in the dance at all. In fact, I didn't know anybody. I think I'd just gone down to Camden. I just was like, went and did this
Wow.
dancing. Didn't
That
know
is so
anybody.
brave.
Didn't go with any friends or anything. I just wanted, because I love dancing. I just love dancing.
Nice.
And we had this cacao, and I remember sitting with it, and we were kind of all sitting in this big circle. Probably remember about 40 people. And I remember just sort of sitting there with my hand on my heart, tuning into to the intentions that I was blowing and all that sort of stuff. And I just suddenly felt like there was no separation between me and anybody in the dance floor. Like they were me and I was them, and I had nothing but love for them. Like my mind and its judgments had gone. If there were any judgments, I wasn't aware of them. You know, sometimes we sit in a room full of strangers and we're like, yeah, we can't help it. Our minds just judge and analyze and observe and compare. You know, that's the nature of the mind, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
But there was nothing. I just sat there looking around all their faces, just beaming, thinking, God, I just love you all. Like I was so grateful to be in that space with a bunch of people I didn't know. We all danced together. Like it just shifted something in the room. And it wasn't
Yeah.
like from an under the influence type of feeling. It was more of a connective. Like I feel there's no like not boundaries, but there's no walls here to be disconnected from this person in the dance. We're connected. We're all moving together. We're sharing the space. We're drinking the same medicine. They have the same
Hmm.
heart that I have. They have the same, blood that, all that sort of stuff. And it just kind of, yeah, it was really fun actually. And I think I sort of carried that with me the whole 2 trains home and, into the next few days. And it was just like, yeah, quite profound.
Wow. You're so brave. Yeah, I think we should go on some kind of events, places, gatherings, even if we feel I will be the only one who's going. Like I don't have anyone to go with me, or everyone is busy or something's going on, and
Mm.
you feel like, oh no, I'm not gonna go by myself. No, this is bullshit. You should go. I love it. I love it. I encourage everyone who's listening this right now to
Yeah.
go for the event you want to go, and even if it's you just by yourself, it will be people there. Like you said, you wouldn't be alone. There will be 40 people there. You'll see the eyes, you'll see people, you'll see someone's dancing, someone is, I don't know, want to chat with you and stuff at some
Mm.
point. And maybe sometimes it's really also great practice when you go and you're just with yourself, but you are with people, but you're with yourself. And that is so interesting.
Yeah.
I love this kind of practices, days, events when you're just by yourself and you just drop inside yourself and explore the whole universe, the feelings, exactly like you said, like when the mind is giving you the judgmental thoughts, and you're just like, whoa, 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 go away. Love, 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 love.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Why we have that?
for
No, this is
sure.
amazing. I
Yeah,
was
and I
just
think I
listening
think you're
to.
right. Going to some place without the safety net of knowing anybody is really opening itself, let alone drinking the medicine
Exactly.
as well. Because you do tend to make more eye contact with other people. You do tend to just have snippets of conversation, and who knows where that leads. In terms of sharing information,
Yeah.
new friends, whatever, whatever.
Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely. So that was your experience with the cacao first time?
Yeah. Not the first time.
Ah,
Probably it took me a couple of times, I think, to kind of really, because to begin with, it was quite bitter. And I think
yeah.
my body, you have to kind of get used to it. I know people use other things. It's beautiful
Yeah.
to hear that you have rose and lavender teas. I can only imagine what that tastes like. For you, have you
Hmm.
got any sort of deep experiences you could summarize in a?
I think the first one I tried cacao was so I did ayahuascas 3 times, and the second one, after the second one, like I stayed in this place where I was doing it, and I think it was the second night, and they just offer it as a, just cacao. And back then I thought it's really Nesquik, and I was really surprised why they put it in such a huge uh thing, they just bring it. And yeah, I was like, what's going on? Why are we cooking it? um and then they start to pour it into cups. I was like, is it the red wine? Like, what is going on?
My
I
goodness, yeah.
wasn't Yeah, I was completely confused. I have no idea what is going on. It did look like a little bit of a ritual, but it was the people who I liked and people who I stayed. And obviously, after such a deep experience, which I had, I wanted to explore more and drop deeper and with myself and with others. And yeah, that was amazing. So basically, it was not that experience which would change my life, but it was definitely something like, hello, this is interesting, And
Mm.
then, yeah, but I didn't feel also anything. And I think I was really sweet back then. So I was like, okay. And I think when it's really, then I had a couple more. I don't even remember. And then I've heard that one of the ladies in London, she started to do it at her home and only for women. And we was doing breath work. And that's when I came, and that's what actually hit me. And I
Mm.
was like, wow,
Mm.
this is not cacao. There is something inside. And she
Something
was like, I
inside.
promise you, only minerals. And by the way, in cacao, yeah, there are a lot of just naturally a lot of good minerals, nutritions which your body need, especially woman's body, especially
Mm.
for the cycle. So if you have any problems with that side, that will help. That will improve your health just magically. That's what I experienced by myself, and I know from other my friends women. So this is great thing actually. So you don't need pills, you don't need anything like
Mm.
other medicines, like
Beautiful. Yeah.
it's absolutely natural, and it's easy to cook, and you can have it instead of coffee.
Sure, sure.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
What I'll
so
do
I
is
went.
maybe what I'll do is I think if anybody's got any further deeper questions about the nature of cacao, we'll ask them to get in touch with you. We're just going to kind of come to a close on the podcast. So I feel like you've got so much information to share. So I really hope that people do get in contact and ask you the questions around it,
Yeah.
and how it can support. So thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for your time and your cacao offerings. Keep it up.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you